Hey, what's up, Banditos? Nobody wants to be the weak link in cooperative invasions. That's why I went ahead and created a guide that breaks down and sorts all the invasions by their mechanics. And to make things even better, this guide includes a Descendant tier list, so you'll know exactly which Descendant is best for each type of invasion. It's your ticket to MVP status, my friend, so let's do this.
Makes it exciting!
It's got to be asked, why do we want to do invasions anyways? It's about the gold. You can get 5 million in gold. So Bunny's your go-to, right? That speed is untouchable. And yeah, I get it. Bunny's crazy fun with all that mobility. But here's the deal. We've got 16 Descendants right now, and some of them bring wildly unique abilities that are actually game changers for these invasions. And although Bunny is S tier for some, she's not the best on others. You're going to want to mix it up. Now I know, ever since they added cooperative play to the invasions, you might be thinking, do I even need a strategy anymore? I can just YOLO my way through these. And yeah, most invasions aren't as brutal as they used to be, but and here's the kicker, if you don't want to be the one player lagging behind, just barely contributing to the fight while everyone else carries the weight, then this guide is going to be the ace up your sleeve. Alright, so here's the game plan. In this video, I'm breaking down the Descendants into tiers. As always, I've got you covered with a download link in the description. At the top is the invasion map. Let me quickly explain how it works. The legend is here at the top, so if it's got a yellow icon, then this is what I'm calling the drones. The drones is the one where there's the pillars that have the tumors over them. You have to destroy the tumors to reveal the symbols, then interact with the drone that has matching symbols to get that special weapon. If the mission has a blue icon on them, this is a data mission. So the data mission is what they're calling brains, data brains or something like that. That's the one where you have to kill the enemies and they drop the green bluish flag. You grab those flags, you put them in the receptacle. Once you do that, then you destroy the shield that's guarding the door. So if it's got a red icon, that means you're engaging with the tiles. Stand on the command tile to reveal the symbols on the secondary tiles. Then you stand on the ones that match what's labeled on the door. And then the final room is the boss. You need to stand on the tile that matches the orb or the shield that's protecting the boss. You can shoot him as long as you're standing on the right color, and then you destroy his shield completely. Usually there's a rinse and repeat because they're making these bosses quite tanky, and then you're done. So what I've done here is narrowed down the objective of each type of invasion. So for the red one, which is the tiles, the community has been doing this so fast, there's not much strategy to it. And what I'm finding is that it's coming down to the boss. So your build should mostly be set up for that. So for the blue data missions, it's all about area of effect, and we're talking smash and grab. So it's not just killing the enemies quickly, but you want to have the mobility to collecting those flags or the data drops as fast as possible because they can be spread out all over the room. For the yellow ones, which is the drones, it's all about speed. So if you're slow, this is going to get you killed. It comes down to the point when you're interacting with the drone and it wipes the room. It's basically a wipe mechanic, and that can clear the entire team. And it gets really annoying if somebody has to pick you up every time. With that criteria in mind, I've created a Descendant tier list. On the left, I've listed all the Descendants from top to bottom. They're not necessarily in any particular order. And then from left to right, we have each type of invasion indicated by the icon. So a quick side note, just because the Descendant has maybe a B or a C for invasions doesn't mean they're bad Descendants. What this tier list is about is that there's very specific mechanics and whose abilities line up with those mechanics. This is tailored to the type of mechanics faced in the invasions. Let's start with Bunny. So for the stand your ground one, which is the tiles, it's all about the boss fight. And she's okay there, but Bunny is best when she's moving. And in order to inflict damage on the enemy, you need to be standing on the tile. Bunny's not a great weapon platform. She's also squishy, so Descendants that have a good HP value and can stay put and take a little bit of damage while they're dishing it out are going to be best. Can she do it? Yeah. Is she the best Descendant? Not really. Speed and running around isn't really the objective of this one. Your objective isn't to get the world record. It's just to get the clear time to get the top rewards. But for the data column, she is S tier because it's about AoE and smash and grab. So it's about clearing the room fast, but it's also about mobility because you need to grab the data flags and you need to bring them to the device. So the Descendants that can do that the fastest are the best for the data type invasions. For the speed demon ones, the yellow icon, which is the one where you damage the pillars and interact with the drones, she's the absolute best Descendant for that. While other Descendants have to actually shoot those pillars, Bunny just has to run around and her electric bolts will shock those pillars to reveal the symbols. A lot of the rooms for these types of missions are big, and once somebody interacts with the drone, you need to be under its protective dome or else you'll die. And if you're very far away and your Descendant is slow, then you're surely going down. So Bunny can usually make it to the protection zone in time, and that's why she's S tier. She's got a unique ability to take down the pillars, and speed is survivability in this type of invasion. Volby might be the most well-rounded Descendant for invasions. So for the stand your ground or the tile ones, again, it's all about the boss, and she can stay put because she has a diminished incoming damage ability, and she's a pretty good weapon platform with her supply moisture transcendent mod. For the second column, the data invasions, she's also S tier because she's great AoE, so she can clear the room. She gets a speed increase. She can grab those data flags, she can retrieve them and bring them back to the receptacle really fast. For the drone invasions, Volby is an A tier. Now, I couldn't give her an S tier because she doesn't bring that unique ability to shock the pillars and reveal the symbols. So she's got to shoot those pillars like the rest of the Descendants. But she has the speed to get back to the drone once it's activated. Speed is survivability for this one. Viessa is a really good one, but you're gonna wanna make sure you have your frost roads activated for all of these so that she has her speed. Now, when it comes to stand your ground, I gave her a B, which isn't super great, but she's not bad. So B is just an average rating here. So standing still on a tile, she's not doing much. And she's sort of like Bunny, where you want her to be moving a lot. Now, for the data ones, she's great because she's got the AoE and she's got the speed to smash and grab those data flags and bring them back to the receptacle. And she's got a unique talent, sort of like Bunny, where she can take down the shield generator that's blocking the doors with her blizzard. So she's definitely A tier there. She's really close to being an S, but she's just not as fast. And for the drone missions, she's awesome. She's got that elevated speed, and speed is survivability for this one. All right, let's talk about Lepic. So he's really interesting here, mostly for his AoE capability. So we're talking about his number 3 skill, the suction or traction grenade. But for stand your ground or the tiles, again, it's all about the boss fight. So for that, it's about his number 4. Loading into the boss with that is some serious damage, just like it would be against a Colossus, except you don't want to make him too squishy because he's got to stand still on a tile. For the area of effect ones, the data flags, he's actually an S tier there. You wouldn't guess, but that traction grenade, you can make the range extremely wide on that and bring all of the NPCs to you, hit them with one explosive, his number 1 skill, kill them all, and you have all the flags right there in front of you and in front of the receptacle. For the drone runs though, he's a B tier, so he can get it done, but he's just not the best Descendant for the job. All right, let's talk about Freyna, the star of the show for season 1. For stand your ground, she's pretty good. I gave her an A. She can protect herself at close range by standing in a puddle of toxin, and at long range by activating her number 2, which is her defensive skill. So when somebody attacks her, even at range, they're gonna get poisoned. She's also a pretty decent weapon platform. And so when it comes to the boss, you would activate her number 4, which is her special unique weapon, and just obliterate him. And she's great at clearing the room full of ads. So she's actually a pretty darn good Descendant. Now for the data ones, she's just okay. But the grabbing part, she's just gonna be average like every other Descendant. She's gonna have to run around at her normal speeds. Now for the drones, she's also really average there. Slow gets you killed. You want to be a speed demon, and she doesn't have anything to add. All right, let's talk about Jaber. Yeah, Jaber's really unique for these, and he was my go-to when these were solo. He's actually rated in the S tier category more than most Descendants and is at par with Bunny. For the stand your ground, Jaber can be extremely tanky. I think I have somewhere around 25,000 HP on him, and he has super strong DPS because I'm running Passionate Sponsor on top of shot focus, and the weapons being the Thunder Cage and the Enduring Legacy make him very strong. And then he's got a healing turret that's healing himself and his allies. But the reason why he's S tier here is because he pulls aggro or attention away from himself and the team while healing himself and the team, while he delivers a consistent and steady stream of very high DPS. So he is quite amazing at these. For the data missions, because his turrets attract the enemies, they bring all the enemies to him, so he can place those turrets near the receptacle and bring all the data flags to him and kill the enemies right there. And when it comes down to the boss fight, he's gonna pull the boss's shots to his turrets instead of to the allies. As far as Speed Demon goes, yeah, he's gonna be average there because none of what I described is gonna help him survive or get to the drone's canopy of protection fast. Glay has a lot of potential, but just doesn't quite get there for invasions. For Stand Your Ground, I gave her an A because with her mass sanctification Transcendant mod, she can clear the room and stay on the tile. She's gonna be an MVP when it comes to sustained damage, which makes her great for the boss fight. So that's why I gave her an A. Now for the data grab, she can clear rooms, but she's gonna be pretty average at collecting the blue flags, the data flags. And for the drone missions, she doesn't have the speed boost, so there's a good chance that she's going down. Now Haley is an S tier for the stand your ground or the tile type invasions. That's because she hits that boss extremely hard with her Zenith or her number 2. Really fun for that. However, she can be a little bit squishy. So for the data type missions, I gave her a C tier because, well, when she is powered up, she's actually slower. So she's the opposite of being fast. That's also why she's not so hot for the Speed Demon drone type invasions. So for the tile invasions, the stand your ground ones, Enzo's an A because he's gonna support the team, making sure they have enough ammo to take down that very tanky boss. And he puts out some serious DPS as well as heals himself, so he's quite tanky, so he can stand his ground. As far as the data invasions, yeah, he's a C. He's not going to be anything special there. And for the drone missions, he's not fast, and that could get him killed. So let's jump to Sharon. So she's actually pretty darn good for the stand your ground ones. When it comes to standing on the tiles, she can go invisible. That's kind of pretty cool. She can also clear the room quite well with her void swords, her number 4. And when it comes to the boss, she can hit really hard with her sniper. So her and Haley are similar when it comes to the boss fight. And then Ajax also gets an S tier for the tile missions. And that's because he brings a very unique ability to the table. He can protect everybody standing on the tile when it comes to fighting the bosses. So if that's you, if you're running Ajax, then find the correct tile and put up your dome and maybe even your wall. And everybody else, get behind it. And that's pretty darn cool. A Jaber, a Sharon, a Haley, and an Ajax, that'd be a really cool combination I'd like to see. Surely there's something I overlooked. If you think one of these Descendants needs a better rating for a particular type of invasion, let us know why. Thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Tuxedo Bandido. That's Tito Bandido.
One and only.
And this was another episode of The First Descendant. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The First Descendant. And if you like videos like this, check out the one I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy or download anything for The First Descendant, be sure to use Tux's creator code to support the channel. Easy peasy. One and only.
Follow me.